radio how it's supposed to be heard. It's the Baka Boyz show.
What's going on? This is Drip.
Every day.
36 past the hour, Nick V and Eric V, the Baka Boyz up in here. We have a special guest, Eric V. Oh, microphone.
Yes, we do have a special guest, 37 after the hour. Let's sing the song. We're about to welcome you. Welcome to LA. And we're going to welcome you the way we do it. You ready? You ready? Here we go. Well, it's the Baka, baby. It's the Baka Boyz everywhere now. Everywhere. It's the Baka Boyz. And we got a special guest for BRYA. Her name is BRYA Woods. BRYA Woods, welcome to the Baka Boyz show. This is how we do it. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you. I love that welcoming. It's early in the morning.
Well, if you ain't awake, you're awake now.
I'm definitely awake now.
So Atlanta, Georgia, that's where you hail from?
Yes, A-Town.
A-Town. Tell us something about Atlanta for those who've never been to Atlanta, because it's kind of its own different planet. I mean, you can go there, especially with radio in general. You can hear songs you never hear anywhere else on the planet, but Atlanta.
No, we have a specific kind of culture out there.
Yeah.
Our movement, our wave, it all matches with our food, with our women, our men, our just entertainment community. I feel like we've been on a come up for a long time. And I feel like now we're really like getting like.
Oh, you feel like barely now y'all getting it, huh?
No. Okay, not barely now, but I feel like for a long time, it was like LA, New York, LA, New York.
Yeah.
You know, and people kept skipping over Atlanta. And I feel like now Atlanta's like Atlanta, LA, New York. Or even more so like LA or Atlanta.
I got you.
Atlanta, you know?
It's quite a difference, but Atlanta has its own territory. It has its own style. It has the Southern music, of course. Outkast. We've been playing Atlanta music since So Def and before. But LaFace Records, all that stuff happened. And you were part of that. Did you dance with TLC or did you choreograph with them?
No, I did. I danced with TLC. I got the opportunity to really be in the forefront dancing for a lot of dope artists, especially TLC. Usher, Cierra,
Gwen Stefani,
Stevie Wonder.
Oh man,
so many. BBD. Like I grew up dancing professionally for like 10 plus years since I was like 14. Since I was like a kid. Yeah, so I was always kind of like around like, you know, music and around like the entertainment business and like dancing and choreographing, and like that was kind of what I started doing. Then, like,
I got a question for you because we have a little argument this morning.
I'm ready.
Okay, because I was a dancer before, right? And so me and Nick had this argument about, is being a dancer and a choreographer the same thing?
No.
Nick, you lost.
No, it's different. It's different because there's a lot of times where like people are like, I'm a choreographer, but it's like, but do you know how to teach? And that's the thing. Like there's a lot of dancers and there's a lot of amazing like performers, but there is, you know, a lot of people who are like, I'm a choreographer, and it's like there's a difference between being like an actual teacher. Like you have to know how to physically put yourself or necessarily put what you're trying to show them and bring that out of them, and that's different than
it's
just
kind of like a coach. You got to have a vision of what they can do and what the scene is capable of, right?
Okay, I got a question for you then. So since that's the truth, what about wait a minute. What about dance moms? I done seen this big lady up there telling these little 10-year-old girls to dance and do all this stuff, but she ain't up there doing it.
Yeah, but you have to understand, she came from a dancing background. You know, so she probably grew up dancing. She probably grew up in the arts of that, and she probably knows the structure of that. Even though she may not be physically doing it now, she definitely was doing it back then, to where she knows how to teach that, and she knows how to bring. Yeah, and if you see her kids, if you understand, like, if you could bring the best and really understand how to like teach a kid how to physically move their body and know that feeling and where to pull from, and them understanding that, because not a lot of kids are able to understand the feeling. And for me, like, it's more so than the movement. Okay. Like I come from a place of like, you know, it has to feel good for you to understand, you know, what I'm trying to interpretate. You know what I mean? Like I feel like without music, without, you know, words, I'm using my body.
Right.
Dancing has evolved since the 90s, you know, since you're with TLC back in the day. What has your experience been with this, you know, movement of dance? Like, it's changed.
It's so crazy because my very first job was BBD, and that was completely like, we're using our entire body. I feel like nowadays, you know, it's very isolated.
You called it what?
BBD.
Okay.
Yes, Belle Biv
Explain.
DeVoe.
Oh, she's too young for that.
No.
Yeah, she
Oh my
don't
gosh.
know who BBD is.
New Edition. Yes, New Edition when Bobby not Bobby. New Edition when Ricky, look at me.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
It's okay.
Ricky, Ron, and Mike. Yes, they
Yeah.
split away
What-
from
they
New
split away?
Edition. Yes,
Okay.
they split away from New Edition and they made BBD.
Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yes, Belle Biv DeVoe. And
Yeah.
you literally, like, I was on tour with them for, and look, and I couldn't even get the name.
If I
right.
played the song for her, she would know. Well, let me
Yes.
put Poison.
Poison.
There it is. Now I get it. Okay.
Yes. No, so I was on tour with them for about 5 years, and it's crazy because the movement back then, it was just like we use our entire bodies, from like fingertips to head to toes, and then like nowadays it's very isolated. You're breaking up movements necessarily in different kinds of forms. There's so many different recreated dance moves from back in the day. It's crazy. It's different because I've danced with. I don't even want to say old school because it's like they're still here, they're still around, they're still moving,
Yeah.
like they're still doing things, they're still making noise, like, you know, you still have, and that's why I said Bobby, because I was actually watching the Bobby story this morning.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny that like you're like reminding me of, you know, what that was, and it's crazy because it's like they're still making noise today, so I don't want to say like old school because like I feel like I set so well in the middle of like getting a taste of what was before and what's kind of set the tone for what inspires me today and what has inspired so many of our new artists. And you know, I just feel like it's a good mixture now. It's a good form because I feel like still the 90s is in the 80s is still kind of
Still involved in
It's
the
still
movie.
there.
yeah, especially in the movement, especially in the music. Like we're, you know, you hear a lot of new artists referencing back to a lot of the 80s and 90s music. You know?
Yeah.
And that's never gonna go anywhere.
43 past the hour. We have BRYA Woods in the studio with us. You have a new single, Paper Cut.
I do. I have a new single.
I listened to it. I got a chance to watch a little bit of the video, and what you're saying in there is pretty positive. There's some stuff in there that I was like, okay, she's really being truthful and honest about stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for that. 'Cause some people don't use their voice, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I
And to say
appreciate
what they really need to say. And also what you're saying is what people need to hear.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that. So thank you very much for that. Can we play this record?
We could do it right now.
Yes,
All right.
please.
Tell me
Go
about
ahead.
the record, please.
So the record, it just kind of is
Say what they
about a young entrepreneur, young black girl from Atlanta who is pretty much trying to get her money up, trying to be on her independent side, trying not to allow her love and, you know, her comfortness within a man to pretty much be that safety net for her. Like she wants her own safety
Yeah,
net.
she can do it on her own.
She can do it on her own. She can, you know,
Independent.
Eric, hold on. You have the other YouTube up there? You have the.
No, I got it.
Okay, just want to let you know.
Go.
'Cause-
I'm good.
Okay, good. All right, here we go. Let's play that. This is Paper Cuts, right?
Yes.
And video's
Favorite
out.
cut. Yes, the video's out. I'm about to drop part 2 very soon on the 18th of March.
BRYA Woods.
That's the independent woman music right there, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
BRYA Woods in the studios, the Baka Boyz. Thank you for tuning on in. 47 after the hour. How do you like doing the singing as opposed to the acting and the the
Dancing.
choreography?
I love it. I love it. Honestly, when I was at like 16, I tried to do this girl group, but obviously girl groups, we already know how that happens. And I just felt like it was a lot of stars in one room. And that was the problem. And it was the beautiful issue too. So dancing took off for me, and it just kind of like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with the obvious thing that feels, like, okay, that's my first
Right.
initial start. But I love music. Like that's always been a passion for me. That's always been in the cards. Like I've always been waiting for the time to be able to put music with how I feel. Like, and people will always be like, there's something about you. Like you gotta do something more than what you do. And I'll be like, timing is everything.
Out of all the people that you worked with, Usher, Stevie Wonder, what is the thing that you learned most from, or the one thing that kind of amazed you about yourself that you learned from them?
Being around so many amazing, iconic legends, it's already an overwhelming experience at a young age, and then too to be right there to actually be a part of their creation, is even more so a blessing in disguise. And just that, I was like a sponge. I mean, I still am. I'm like, how can you be nothing but a sponge? Like I'm just soaking it all up, just taking, what I feel like, okay, that I can utilize that, and that's something that I could feel like I could
Taking a piece from everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Not even taking a piece, but just like appreciating like what my surroundings, and like realizing and not taking, taking advantage, but really like, understanding like where I'm at. It's crazy because like I was always that young kid that like was very like aware and very mature at a young age, just because I was always around adults and I was always kind of pushed to be mature at a young age. So I felt like I was always in my head like, wow, I'm really appreciative of where I'm at. Like I never took for granted any opportunity that came my way.
Right. Being a dancer, how do you feel about breakdancing being possibly included in the Olympics coming up?
That's
how exciting is that?
Incredible. Honestly, like I think that's actually I think this is the first time you're hearing about that. So
it's happening.
You never heard about that?
No, like
man.
that's actually, and I'm gonna be very honest, like I can't even fake about that. That's happening. I was like, should I act like I know? I'm like, no, I'm not even, because that's actually crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that either.
That's incredible.
Yeah, some of these breakdancing crews from around the world, like especially like in Asia and Europe, and also I heard over in like
South America,
it's huge out there. We have a friend of ours that does like breakdancing big
clinics and
contests, battles and all that stuff. So that's going to be a big thing.
No, that's going to be huge. And crazy because like dancing right now is so on the forefront. Like it's always been a part of everything. You little do you know, dancing and dancers, we've always been around since like the 40s.
Yeah.
And since even further on, and so it's like it's crazy now that that's happening.
Yeah, right.
Part of the Olympics, I need to get it.
Let me ask you a question, okay? Because I've seen a couple of your videos. I've seen some of your African-inspired dancing, but I've also seen some twerking up in there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wait a minute. Where you going with this?
Well, why don't you listen and let me help you?
Why don't you listen?
Okay. So in like Switzerland and Germany and all these places that are definitely white as hell, they are taking twerking to another level.
Yeah.
They are really serious, and they're doing it even more serious than they are here. Now, it's big in the strip clubs, and some women want to do it, what have you, but these women over there, they got classes on classes on classes, and their booties are growing because they're doing the work, but it's just not. What do you feel about that? Because that's another cultural takeaway from us here in America, or I don't know where the origination twerking is, but look at them over there in Germany doing it. What do you think?
We gonna hit that.
Hit that. I got you.
Hit that. Early in the morning.
Keep it 100.
I'm already messing up on my family, like New Edition. They gonna call me. Listen, Brooke Payne is gonna call me after this interview. He gonna be like, "Word?
You forgot?
You forgot? Like we birthed you. Like, what's up?"
Hey, we know Ronnie DeVoe very well, so we're good.
Ronnie is about
get a pass.
Listen, Ron. They're all gonna be like, "For real, BRYA?" Y'all, it's 7. I'm sorry, it's 7. No, okay. So we're gonna hit on that.
I want to know what you feel about it.
What's so crazy? Twerking. The only thing about that is like I love it. We did it for the culture.
Right.
We did it because it was something that just felt like, this is how we throw our bodies, like, and this is how we feel when we hear a certain kind of sound or a certain kind of beat.
Yep.
And it's crazy because like back then, or even so then now, like we didn't really do it for the camera. We didn't really do it, necessarily for class. We did it because that was just a part of how we grew when we was in the club, or when we was at a house party, or when we was in the kitchen, or when we was grocery shopping. So when we see, I feel like for me, when I see it overseas, I don't get mad at it. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We made it.
Yeah.
It started from like slow dancing and kind of grinding on each other, and then I think it kind of separated. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it separated when we became more independent and just like freestyling, doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Is that where it kind of started from?
No, I'm gonna tell y'all who it really generated from. Y'all know Miss Twerk Some.
Yes.
It generated from her.
Yeah. All right, Miss Twerksome is a stripper, if I'm not mistaken.
Miss Twerksome, okay, down in Atlanta. It generated from Miss Twerksome.
Okay.
I remember growing up, at least from when I remember, like the first twerk video I ever saw was Miss Twerksome, and I was just like,
whoa.
How
is that possible?
I was like,
how can I do that?
I was like, whoa. And I was young. And then, of course, being around like my cousins and the family, and, the family reunions and everybody twerking or whatever. But like when I saw her, I was like, oh, it's a form of art.
Oh yeah.
And then honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, like, because I remember her being on videos and like, you know, this is before like YouTube and stuff, like where you could only see dancing through music videos. Yeah. Honestly, like, and then, you know, maybe little clips here in movies, but really,
and then World Star hit and everybody.
And World Star, whoa, and then World Star.
I want to play her a video right now, and I think this is where twerking has gone way too far. Okay, this is there's a line that I cross, and you know, I'm a dog lover. Okay, I want to show you this video I seen, and I want you to explain what's going on here. Can you explain this?
She's watching the video, Eric Face playing for her.
So there's a girl twerking and a little dog that is twerking along with the girl.
Yes.
Is this wrong?
You know what it is?
Or no?
The dog really thinks that she's doing what he's trying to do.
Right.
But she's not. She's in the form of what he's trying to do. But
that's what twerking is, and that's what it does when people see it.
I love it.
Do you think this has potential, like a dog twerk teacher?
Absolutely. I've seen a dog actually like vibrate. No, like dead ass. I gotta find the video.
What do you mean
my
vibrate?
friend,
That's a move. That's a dance move.
No, like that. You think you found a twerking dog video?
Hey, what's the difference between vibrating and twerking?
Yeah, vibrating is like a faster twerking movement.
Damn.
Like, you gotta stand in a specific kind of stance.
It's like twerk on crack.
It's like.
Damn.
Now I gotta learn how to vibrate, guys.
PCP.
Jeez.
You gotta do it in like a 90-degree angle. It's like a different kind of form,
Can
but
you
no,
teach
it's great.
me?
I got you. Babe.
Oh, great.
I got you, babe. I got you. I got you. After I teach you the paper cuts dance,
okay,
then we're gonna go to a twerking lesson.
Okay, so let's do this. Talk to me about the paper cuts dance, because now everybody's coming up with dances for their own records. How do you come up with a dance? How do you originate a dance?
You know
where
what's
does
so
that come
funny?
from?
One of my dancers, we were, just dancing around in the studio, and I played in paper cuts. This was like way before like paper cuts was even like prepared and ready. It wasn't even master and mixed. I was like, hey, I think I got my single, because before I put out my music, like I was already kind of like, I had a few records, like more than a few records, but I was always kind of like feeling like I think I got a single, but I'm not sure. And I always felt like if I wasn't 100% like,
don't do it.
Exactly. And I'm a perfectionist. I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
So I played him the record, and he was just like, "Oh my God!" And he started doing this like little move, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "What is that?" He was like, "I don't know." He's like,
so
"That's
the music
how I feel."
moved it. The music made it.
And I was like, "That's the dance." He was like, "That's the dance." I was like, "That's the paper cuts dance." And so
there's gonna be a challenge soon.
Yes, DeMarcus, thank you. I don't know if you're watching. That's my baby right there. Like he literally started doing that move, and I was like, "That's the paper cuts dance." And then from there, I started like it just all came about. We just started dancing, and paper cuts became what it is.
The brand new single Paper Cuts we just played a little bit earlier, 57 past the hour. BRYA, we appreciate you coming through here and hanging out with us.
Grateful
is it that time?
I think so.
You hear this music? This is not twerking music, by the way.
Is this bye-bye music?
It's not vibrating music either.
Is it bye goodbye?
No, it's not goodbye. Well, it's kind of a goodbye, but it's a good goodbye. All right,
okay.
It's time for this thing we call mouth love. Have you heard this before? No? It's just like, what the hell am I in? What I'm talking about? Everybody gets scared when we say mouth love. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
mouth love is positive affirmations for your day. Nick V's our instructor. It's yoga for your mouth. So we're going to follow him. He's going to lead us into the positive light, because there's so much negative and twerking going on in this world.
I need it. I'm about to hop on a plane. So give me that good energy.
So give her the mouth love, Nick V.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to breathe in, please. We need that deep breath, that prana. Blow it out. Blow it out. Good. Breathe. One more time. Breathe it in. Blow it out.
Mouth love.
I want you to repeat after me, ladies and gentlemen. I believe.
I believe.
I am confident.
I am confident.
I am proud.
I am proud.
I am prepared.
I am prepared.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now, actually you, BRYA, are part of Mouth Love now.
Thank you. I love that. I'm actually going to start doing
daily
that.
affirmations for your soul, your spirit, to uplift you. So when you walk out into the world, can't nothing touch you.
I believe it. I got my rocks in my purse.
That's
Ain't
right.
nothing. I got my crystals. I'm ready.
The chakras are aligned, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful, beautiful day. So the new single's out. Is this a record label? Is this an independent thing? What's happening?
This is an independent, wave, and I'm starting something new for myself. Thank you very, very much. I'm not saying that I'm not wanting anything, but I'm saying that I'm just on my own, and I'm just trying to make people happy, honestly, as best as I can.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Let's get into some real quick before we let you go. I want to talk to you about this whole Jordyn Woods thing. Friends, loyalty. You know, the Red Table Talk is going to pop off tomorrow with Jada Pinkett Smith. You know about this?
Reel me in. I'm not a big
All right. The Kardashians, Jordyn Woods, the girlfriend slept with or kissed Tristan. There's a big. Yeah, you don't know about this? Whoa. You've been off the scene. Okay, so you know who Jordyn Woods is?
I've been working. You know, I'm a working girl. I don't know if you know. Like,
right. Well, let me just put it to you in these terms then. A friend of yours, a good friend of yours, kisses your girlfriend or your sister.
Not just kisses, slept with.
I don't know if they slept together.
Well, that's the rumor.
A husband. Yeah. Your sister's husband. All right. So this is now in the news, and now we're going to be talking about it tomorrow on Table Talk.
Who am I? Am I Kylie?
You are
Chloe.
You are Chloe.
I'm Chloe.
Yeah. So you have your man, you're pregnant, and you're
my sister's
friend.
Family
childhood.
Friend,
like this is like my little sis.
Yes.
Whoa.
What do you do?
Was Chloe and they're still together?
They
right?
were.
They were. Now they're separated because of all the cheating that Tristan's
again.
done. Yeah.
Whoa.
Again.
Honestly, I'm a woman who believes that I can't fully blame her, and I can't fully blame him. I gotta blame them both. My loyalty lies with him, so most of my frustration will go towards him because it's like you could have controlled that. You know, whether or not she was trying to pursue you and how strong she was trying to pursue you.
Push up on
any
him.
man, I don't care. Like, I don't care. We women, yeah, we can be aggressive at times when we want something, but when a man is really not about it,
happening.
like we get over it. Like, at least for me, like I'm not really that. I'm not even going to pursue at that point. Like, I'm not even gonna, like, if I feel like okay, I'm not feeling the vibe, like I'm not gonna continue.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody don't want you. Somebody don't want you.
Exactly. So for me, my anger is gonna go towards him because at the end of the day, you could have steered it any kind of way, but you engaged in it.
He ain't a man.
You made her comfortable enough to feel like, okay, we could really like do this on the side, or we could really open this up, or it could be a little fling here, fling there, or it could be one fling. However the case may be, you didn't stop it from when she gave you the googly eyes.
Okay.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't shut it off. Like,
You know when somebody wants you, and you know what you can and can't do.
You better shut that. Listen.
But this ain't the first time he cheated on her.
No.
This is not the first time.
You better shut it out. You better cut it now. No, I'm just kidding. It completely relies on it. Yeah, it falls on him.
All right, thank you so much for coming in. Can you come on back when you're back in Los Angeles?
Are you kidding
What about
me?
part 2?
Of
When is that going to be popping? Part 2.
Okay, it's popping off April 18th. Yes, please. It's Monday, April 18th.
Okay.
Give everybody your socials.
Please, you can follow me, BRYA Woods, BRYA everywhere. Paper Cuts is out everywhere. You could download it everywhere. I got a few things coming up. Few things up my sleeve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop this next single, and then I'm gonna drop my EP by summer.
Okay.
So what's good?
Come on back.
You guys just got an exclusive drop. I haven't even told anybody about the EP. Yeah, so thank you. And I enjoyed this. I was so excited to come on here because my friend was on here the other day, and I saw him, Will, getting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to him and his new single. Yeah. So for sure. I was like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah.
We're now part of your Los Angeles family, so come back and see us anytime.
I have a
I have a dog. I need you to teach twerk.
I got you. Absolutely. I was telling, this is my first morning show.
All right.
Yeah.
And not your last, baby girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Real Woods.
Radio how it's supposed to be heard. It's the Baka Boyz show.
What's going on? This is Drip.
Every day.